What's up guys, SeanEDawgz here, and if you watched my last update video from 3 days ago, you'll know exactly what is going on. Infinity Ward earlier last week launched an update for about 10 minutes and immediately took it offline because it was causing problems with the game. As of March 9th, 2017 at 8 p.m. Eastern, this update is now live and permanent, and it is changing the game as we know it. No, I'm kidding. That's a bit of an exaggeration. They buffed a few of the weaker guns and nerfed a few of the stronger guns. The main things that they changed: this Type 2 received a major buff. That was the one that I thought was going to have the biggest impact, so I tested it out for you guys. Although it is very good now, I still would not say it is comparable to an MV4 or a K-bar. It is taking considerably less time to kill than it was before, but they buffed it in the wrong way. They increased the fire rate, which makes you run out of ammo even quicker. And if you saw my class setup video for this weapon, this thing, you almost need scavenger with this. Energy weapons, you regen ammo, but you cannot use extended mags, so scavenger is pretty much a must for this thing. And towards the end of the game, you're going to see me pull out an NV4 to test what they did. And as I said in that update video, I didn't think it was going to have a major effect on the weapon. They said all they did was slightly increase the ADS recoil. So I aimed down the sight, took a few long shots, I killed a few people with it. It is almost unnoticeable. The gun's just a little shakier, but the recoil is still extremely predictable. Not a major change to the weapon. Now, if you want to know some of the other major changes, I'm going to get into the major weapon changes in the multiplayer, but if you want to know like all the zombie stuff and pretty much everything that they changed, you can go ahead and check out that update video that I made a few days ago. I will have that down in the description below if you want to check that out. To start off, the UDM pistol, it was very overpowered in tactical team deathmatch because it killed in one bullet. That is no longer the case. It will take two. Now, as I said a few minutes earlier, the Type 2 received a major buff. It was to the fire rate, and they also decreased the ADS recoil, and they increased the hipfire spread when you're using it in akimbo. Now, the Volk, they increased the 3-bullet hit kill range, which seemed a little bit weird to me. The Volk received a nerf very early on in the game, then got buffed again. It is very good right now. I would consider it elite, but I don't think this buff is going to do much. It already had a very good 3-shot kill range, and increasing that is just going to make it better than it already is, but not by much. Now, the Titan, they increased the fire rate of that weapon as well, and they increased the 4-bullet hit kill range. So I don't know if you've used this weapon before. It was alright, but it wasn't the best. I'm sure it's going to be very similar to the Type 2, where it does make the weapon a lot better, but it still is not a top tier gun. It will always be lagging behind the MV4 and the K-bar. And the K-bar, what they did to that is they slightly decreased the 4-bullet hit kill range, but not a lot of people were using that weapon for range anyway. That is just to melt people at that nice medium to short range. So if you're shooting at longer ranges, it's going to suffer a bit more than it did before. Now, the MV4, as I said, slight increase to the ADS recoil. The RVN, which is the new assault rifle that they added into the game, they increased the 3-bullet hit kill range, which I think was smart to do. That gun, it did have the potential to be an elite weapon, but it got way too many hit markers for my liking, so this may make it just a bit better. Now, the Widowmaker, which is a 2-bullet burst sniper rifle, they reduced the bullet delay between bursts, which helps out. I know the hit detection with that weapon was awful when I used it for Black Sky. I really did not like that sniper, so hopefully this does make it better. The DMR, they gave it a slight decrease to the aim down sight time. I guess it was atrocious. I don't see why they did that if it was probably the same as all the snipers. I guess because it fires faster, you use it in a slightly different way than a normal sniper. It sort of kind of makes sense. The EBR, what they did to this sniper in assault rifle mode, they increased the 5-bullet hit kill range, which does help out. I know I was getting crazy hit markers when I was using that weapon, and when it's in sniper mode, it reduced the ADS sway speed. I never really saw that as too big of an issue, but I guess they thought it was big enough to change in the game. Now, one of the major updates that I'm sure a lot of people going for Black Sky are happy about is they changed up the howitzer. They increased the explosion radius, the explosion damage is now more consistent, and they increased the damage it does to score streaks as well, and they changed the way the explosion looks, the visual effects, to better represent the explosion radius, and it no longer can bounce off of a surface and then explode. Just a little mechanic of the game, but not a lot of people were using this weapon because it was very weak. Maybe that will change in the coming weeks, but I highly doubt it. They have also reduced the sprint out time to fire the Steel Dragon, which is one of the payloads for the Merc. And the last major thing that they did, which I am the most happy about, you'll see a video about this in the next few days or so, they fixed an issue for the axe camo challenges not tracking progress. When you threw it, it wouldn't give you progress, so I could not get Black Sky for the axe, but you will now see it in just a few days. So that is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to drop a like, comment down below with any thoughts or questions you may have, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you are new for some more great videos. Also, down in the comments, I'd really like to hear what you guys think about this update. Let me know how you think the guns work, like once you use the Volk or the Titan or the other ones that they nerfed and buffed, because I'd like to know if there are any major buffs that will have lasting effects on the game. I know I'm not going to use the Titan anytime soon, so information on that is appreciated. That is all I got for you guys today. Peace.